Chapter 12. Ellie. I dress as unsexily as I can for dance class. An oversized t-shirt and leggings. I don't trust myself around that man anymore. Not after the thoughts I had about him, as I tried to go to sleep. But I'm determined to not let him get to me. What I felt yesterday was only in my head, and it probably wasn't even as hot as I remember. I was horny because it's been a while. And that was it. I take a deep breath and step inside. He's already there, and he looks hot as fuck. I immediately feel a surge in the lower part of my stomach. He's wearing a tight sleeveless shirt that shows off his well-trained body. It's Ellie, right? I almost don't notice the woman next to me. What? I shake my head. Yes. I turn to the young woman. I'm Naomi. She smiles, and I can see past the bridezilla who insists their first dance has to be perfect. She's dressed in a wide, knee-length dress with yellow flowers, her hair is styled as if she came straight from the hairdresser, and her makeup flawless. I'm not wearing makeup, and I'm starting to regret it as I stand next to her. You're doing much better with your new partner, she says. I blink at her. Thank you. She lowers her voice. What Michael did was crass, and I wanted you to know he's adult. Adult. I stare at her as her cheeks redden, but before she has time to answer, Irina enters the room and Naomi runs off to her fiancé. I hope we're all excited, she says as she walks to the front of the room. We are about to learn one of my favorite dances. Rumba. It's sensual and requires you to activate your hips. Done correctly, it's a mesmerizing dance to watch. I reach D and avoid eye contact as Irina shows us the steps. We practice independently for a while and I'm happy for it. The longer I can avoid touching him, the better. Once Irina judges our box steps to be adequate, she turns on the music. It's sensual and alluring, and all sorts of images run through my head.
You're going to have to touch me, eventually.
I jump as D speaks near my ear. Touch him. What? My mouth falls open and my eyes are wide. He raises his eyebrows. For the dance. What did you think I meant? Oh. I hold my breath. No, that's what I thought you meant. He steps closer to me than he needs to, and puts his hand on my shoulder blade. I lift my arm and wish his shirt had sleeves. He takes my other hand and brings it up beside us. Ready. Step side together, I mumble and nod. He takes a step forward and I quickly move my foot back. My mind goes blank and I forget what to do. It messes up his rhythm, and we stumble and come to a stop. Sorry, I say. Ellie? Look at me. I finally meet his eyes. He's taller than me, and I have to lean my head up. Yes?
We can do this.
Bring your hips into it, Irina says nearby. Not to us, I don't think. We don't even have our feet with us yet. He locks his gaze on mine and starts moving. I follow his lead and the music takes over. It's just him and me and the music and we're moving. Well, Irina says next to us and breaks the trance.
You're doing something.
But it's not quite what we practiced. Michael scoffs. He's a much better dancer with Stacy as a partner. With those two, I suppose we should be glad they're not falling on their faces. My cheeks heat as Irina shows us the steps again. It's different with the music, and she takes turns dancing with both of us to get us used to the rhythm. Now try. She steps aside and I once again find myself in D's arms. This time, I'm counting in my head and not staring into his eyes.
Much better.
Irina moves on to the next couple, and we continue to dance. After a few songs, Irina shows us a few simple variations. She lets us take our time, and I've noticed she shows even more advanced steps to Naomi and Peter. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing at their wedding, but I'm certain their dance will be beautiful. They were born to do this. I make an effort to move my hips along to the music, until I catch D's eyes. They're deep and filled with desire. Slowly, we become more confident in our moves. Irina suggests we try an underarm turn and walks us through the steps. It takes us much too long to just figure out the order of the movements, but she's finally satisfied we have it down and moves on to the next couple. Alone again, we practice the turn a few more times. I spin under Dee's arm and spot Michael glaring at Stacy. He looks ready to explode, and for a moment I'm distracted. As I come out of the turn, I'm too close to Dee and our legs entangle. Our lower bodies press together, and something hard pushes into my stomach. His hands move to my waist to keep us from falling, and he pushes me away a few inches. Flustered, I pull back and find my feet. Sorry. He clears his throat. No problem. We continue with the basic box step for a while, and I do my best not to look at his groin. Had that been what I thought it was? It couldn't be. It must have been something else. His phone or something. I shake my head and focus on the dance. It's not like he's dancing with a full heart on. I must have imagined things. Amazing. That was the word she had used. With a deep breath, I decide to put it out of my mind and look up at him. His eyes are molten lava, and I almost gasp as they bore into me. The music stops and we come to a halt, still holding on to each other. Thank you for this week, Irina says, and everyone moves to gather their things. Oh, Ellie and Dylan, could you stay a while? Our eyes meet and for a moment panic grabs me, and I wonder if we're in trouble. We wait for the others to leave, and watch as Irina says a few words to Naomi. I can't help but feel like a kid who's been called to the principal's office. But the fact that Dee is standing right next to me gives me some comfort. So, Irina comes up to us, as Naomi is the last one to leave. I just wanted to ask how you feel this is working out. We were off to a rocky start, but I think you two are much better suited as dance partners. Good, I say. Dee nods beside me. It's working. I'm glad. And I think both of you could be really excellent dancers. The first step was getting you away from your previous partners. I see that now. You two work together. Now, if you could find some time to practice. She lets the question hang in the air. No, I say at the same time Dee says, I don't know. No. Well, I thought it was worth a try. Some people just need to practice a bit more, but once you get it down, I'm certain you'll both be great. I'll see you next week then. She leaves, and I walk over to pick up my water bottle. As I straighten, Dee is right next to me and my stomach leaps. His eyes are storming, and I barely have time to prepare as he takes a step closer. I lean my face up toward his as his hand shoots out to grab my wrist. The water bottle falls to the floor with a thud, but I don't care. Flames are erupting from his eyes and my stomach clenches into a tight knot. My body is alive and the world shrinks until it's just him and me. Until it's just his lips and mine. Dee's mouth is on mine and I moan as he pushes me back against the wall. My hands travel up his arms gripping his shoulders. His lips are demanding and hungry. And every brush of his fingers sends shivers through me. As he releases my hands, I brace against the wall to keep myself upright. He pulls his hand out of my pants, and I watch in fascination as he brings his fingers to his mouth and licks them. I'm panting as the door opens and Irina is surprised to see us. What are you still doing here? I thought you left. My next class is about to begin. We were just going, Dee says and lowers his hand as if nothing happened. I take a deep breath and pick up my things. What the fuck even was that? I stumble away from Dee and out of the room. What did we just do? How did that happen? I discreetly pull down my bra as I hurry away. Wait up. I slow down slightly on the stairs so he can catch up, but I refuse to look at him. My cheeks are burning up. Do you need a ride? Does he want more? Is he expecting me to return the favor? Do I want to? I almost groan when I realize the answer is yes. But I shake my head. No. I hesitate before adding, thank you. You're welcome. I can feel his grin even without looking at him. It's as if his entire body is smiling at me. He holds the front door open for me, and I walk away. Then I stop and turn back. Look, that probably shouldn't have happened. It won't happen again. It was a mistake. His smile fades and he looks me up and down. It's as if he's just realizing who he did it with. Right. It was a moment of weakness. It must have been the rumba. He nods.
Can we?
I run a hand over my hair, wondering how tousled it is. Can we not mention this to anyone? I don't make it a habit to kiss and tell, he says. If possible, my cheeks get even redder, and I remember the first time I saw him. Was this what he had been doing with the blonde in the library? I say nothing more and walk as fast as I can down the street.